I got Matt! Got another one.
Does he see you?
Alright, today I'm going to give you a quick overview on the Wolverine Storm Regulator. Inside the package that you're going to receive is going to be a snazzy little small box that's going to house everything. You're going to get a regulator, tournament lock, Allen wrench for adjustment, instructions, and provided airline. Alright, so the first thing I already made a video on it. I'm going to give a quick overview on how to set it up on a tank. Grab your tank, screw it on all the way, and you'll hear the regulator get pressurized. There we go. Current moment, we're almost like 110 psi. All right, so here's your field. You want to go down to psi because you're shooting too hot. Connect your airline. Connect it to your gun. There we go. You're going to take the provided Allen key they gave you. There's going to be a little small Allen key right below the gauge, as so, for your adjustment. Clockwise, if you want to decrease your PSI, shoot the gun once or twice. Should see it go. Make a big adjustment. We're losing PSI. Okay, whatever you need to go up, you go counterclockwise. All right, cool. That's where we want to have it set at. The field is okay. I'm legal within limits. Now we got to tournament lock it. So to do so, you're going to have to be able to take the regulator off. So on this style, you're going to have to turn the tank one full turn before you just unscrew the whole regulator. Otherwise, you have risk of damaging the O-rings on the tank. So what I like to use is the gauge on the tank as a 0 point. So I'm going to have that facing me, and I'm going to hold the regulator, and I'm going to spin the tank one full revolution. There we go. Now I have to drain the regulator, so I'm going to take my gun again and fire it. No more firing. Disconnect the airline. I'm now safe to remove the regulator. All right. Now I have to tournament lock it. Here's a tournament lock that came provided. As you can see here, it's got some slots milled in it, and the regulator itself's got a slot milled in it. So you're going to slide them over, or slide the actual tournament lock over the regulator itself. And you can either use a zip tie, or they can just put a sticker over the little adjustment screw. But for this demonstration, I'm going to show you a zip tie. And you're going to just interweave it through the slots. Pull it tight. Take some cutters of sorts. Ta-da, all done. Now, if you need to adjust it, you can't. Tournament lock is on. Can't lower it. Okay, cool. That's your basic setup on a tank. Now, what I'm going to show you here is some chronos at various PSIs. I'm going to go through 50, 70, 90, and 120 PSI. Gauges are gauges. Sometimes they're a little wonky, so I decided to run it through the chronograph so you can see what the actual FPS numbers are, along with the gauge. That being said, I did everything. All tests were used on Pro V2 ball regulators. I used 90-4500s non-SLP tanks. So down below is a 50 PSI. All right, now that you saw 50 PSI, here's 70 PSI. All right, now that you saw 70 PSI, here's 90 PSI. And not last but least, 120 PSI. All right, so there was 50, 70, 90, and 120 PSI single shots and auto bursts. As you could have saw from the Chrono results, when I went to the burst, the FPS actually stayed very consistent with what the single shots were, meaning the refresh rate of the Regulator was actually on point. Everywhere from 50 PSI up to 120. And that was all done on, for your information, was done on a SMP Gen 1. That's in my Classic Army Proline Scar Body. Some other things to note about it was when I played with it, I had no random flyers. Flight paths were all good. Single shots were good. Going from semi to auto during gameplay was always good. Nothing ever had to had to let some shots settle before it ended up refreshing or cycling okay. Something else that's kind of neat about it is its size. It's actually pretty small. In case somebody's got a Mobius out there, just for a size comparison, it's just barely taller than a Mobius. Or if any of you guys are some drinkers there, you got a double shot glass. It's a little bigger than that, but the shot glass itself is a little bigger than the Storm Regulator, but not by much. Just to give you a size comparison. Overall, the Regulator definitely functions just fine on my Wolverine SMP, and if you're looking for a new product to go with your Wolverine products, check out the Wolverine Storm Regulator. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, post in the comments below.